officially start our training program, may we ask everyone to please rise for our opening prayer to be led by Ms. Marielle Catolico.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, the Son. Dear God, we offer everything to you during this seminar. May we ask for your blessing and divine providence that the activities set for this undertaking be successful and effective. May we also retain the invaluable knowledge and learning experiences that we derive from this activity for actual application when we leave this day. We pray that you bless all the committees in charge, that they fulfill their task responsibly, that the objectives they have set may all be achieved. Your generous blessing would mean the success of this seminar. We know that without it we can do nothing. May we be living witnesses of your genuine love through the implementation of the knowledge acquired through this activity. Grant us your divine wisdom as we go about our daily tasks after this seminar. This we ask in Jesus' name. Saint John Baptist de Lazo, leave Jesus in our hearts forever.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. And I wonder why it is soldier. I think because it is connected to our topic, college survival. It seems like we students are somehow like a soldier in a battlefield. But before we start today, let us first have a short game.
Yes.
The mechanics. The mechanics of the participation for today's training program is by a raffle draw. So everyone will have the chance to speak in front, and so that it will be more nerve-wracking. So I hope you guys participate well and you guys don't have any escape. So what is our first game for today?
Our first game is entitled The Lasallian Genius. Let us now call Ms. Shaireen, Aranas, and Mr. Carlo Joseph Agustin for the mechanics game.
So, the mechanics of the game. This game is called the Lasallian Genius. The mechanics of the game, there will be two groups that will play. Groups are composed of two members. One will guess the word, one will respond to the guesser. We will be picking the players' names in the box. The group with the fastest guessing time will play the final round. If the group guess all the three words, they will get the prize. But if not, they won't get the prize. They will be given strictly 2 minutes only to guess the word. The timer will start automatically after the word or phrase is seen. Words will be related to the LSUD. So if you say Tagalog words during the game, we will deduct time. Thank you.
There we have your raffle draw. So we will pick the first player for this game. Have some music. Yes. We have first guesser for the first game is Winnie.
Number 2.
Then, it is strictly prohibited that you are only going to speak in English, then every Tagalog you would say will add time to it. Timer starts. School. Chair, table, uniform, teacher, children, students, uniform, ID, food, square, girl, person, thing, place, So let's have the next player. First guesser is Marielle. And the second one, Keah.
I'm sorry. Yes. Number one. Yes.
The game was very intense, right? So intense! 1 minute and 39 seconds?
I am so The word earphones.
Oh!
I couldn't even guess that word.
And score is very near to late, right?
Yeah, it's like
So, congratulations to our winner.
yeah, you guys did well. So we hope for the next participants to participate well because the prizes are nice.
So, I think we should start with our graded program
Yeah.
right now. Professor, how will we be graded?
I'll greet you. I'll greet you.
So, to give a short introduction, we will have Miss Melanie Joyce Garcia.
So thank you, Miss Keah, for introducing me. So once again, welcome everyone to the annual training camp 2017 College Survival. So for the sake of discussion, I want you guys to the schoolworks, activities, homeworks, time, exams, the amount of time you have, everything. I want you to reminisce that, remember them. So I will pick one to talk with you. Yes. There's no
It's a popular.
Oh, I love it. I love her. Jordan. Oh, you're back there. Hi, Jordan. So, I want you to reminisce. Compare your high school and college days. The amount of schoolworks you had, homeworks, stress, exams, things like that.
When I was in high school, every task was very easy.
Yeah. And now in college.
I can even complete the list.
Yeah. I'm sure all of us can relate to that. So, I would like you to rate the stress that you had in high school. 1 is the lowest and 10 was the highest.
1,
And what about the stress now in college?
10.
Very right. So, I'm sure all of us can relate to the stress level, right? Yes. Yes. Come on. Yes. So, it is obvious that the stress that we had in high school is it only me or you guys also had this point in college where you just want to go back in high school because you have so many, the stress is, leveling up, and the exams are just like coming and you can't do anything about it. Who wants to go back in high school? Me. Yes, thank you. And who wants to stay in college? I want to stay. So yeah, thank you for participating. So college is the last stage of our education before we go out into the real world. Compared to high school, it is more stressful and it is more worth trying for, right? Yes. And back in high school, remember, we just sit down and then listen to the discussion and then take a break and then sit down and then recess and then cleaners and then we're dismissed. But now in college, we sit down and then we go out and then we cut the class, we skip the class just to complete the ELGA or review for the exam to be complete the ELGA to be submitted in the next class. So who experienced that? Oh, Keah had that experience. Great job. So some says that college is fun. Who says college is fun?
Yes,
Oh,
it is fun.
But some says it is frightening, some says it is tiring, it is nerve-wracking. But all of these are true. For college is a roller coaster kind of ride. Yes. Sometimes you go up, sometimes you go down, and then we experience loop of experiences. I stated that it is a roller coaster kind of ride because sometimes we have this experience when for a week we are too relaxed. We think of nothing. We just sit down and then play in our computer, rest in our bed, and our mind is just floating. And that happens for a week. And then on the following week, we are suddenly bombarded with projects, exams, quizzes, graded recitations, papers, and we want to know the reason why do they have to put all those activities in a single week. And that's just so stressful. But the words rest and sleep are suddenly unfamiliar to us. And yes, no sleep, no rest, and we just drink coffee and coffee runs through our veins. But unfortunately, that's how college life works, and we have to deal with it, and we have to graduate. Being in college for 2 to 3 years made me realize this thing, that college has two sides, the happy side and the depressing side. So obviously, the happy side means the positive side in college life, where you get to know more people, get to know more friends, and know who you are, discover your individuality and uniqueness within others, and develop skills that you thought you never had. But on the other side, on the depressing side, we experience more stress, more exams, and we have to deal with professors we don't know how to handle, and burden group mates, procrastination, amount of money, you couldn't get to see your crush because the university is so huge. Yeah. So yeah, it's too depressing, and yeah, we just have to deal with it. We have no room or time to rest, to sleep, or to go out with our friends. And we question ourselves, why are we even studying? Why are we even here? Why did we take this course? And things like that. And that's how college life works. So maybe some of you will ask, some of you are curious, why are we wearing this camo, ROTC pants, the soldier team training program? It is because we decided that just like the soldiers, we students, just like the soldiers, if you are not prepared, if you are not ready, if we do not have enough equipment to go out, how can we fight and go into the real world and discover who we are? If we are not disciplined enough, how can we discover the fullness of ourselves and step into the outside world? So yeah, I think I'm almost done. So it's a shame that you have no senior high school students here, for they will benefit a lot in this training program. But you guys are here, so thank you very much. And the effort of waking up early in the morning and sacrificing your break time just to attend our training program is very much appreciated by our group. So I hope the time that you will spend here will not be wasted, and we hope that you will learn new things for this training program. So thank you very much and enjoy the program.
So, good morning guys. Once again, I'm Wesley Jed De Guzman, and I'm here to discuss about college survival starter kit. So, I would like to ask some questions. What, in your ideas, what are the most important to bring in university? And then, ball pen. Anything else? Your bag. So, very good answer. Thank you very much for answering. So, let's learn. So, the first thing is bag. Why bag? Bag can help us to protect and secure our important things like textbooks, notebook, binders, pencil cases, gadgets, money, wallets, and etc. And bag can prevent us from getting away from our things when it rains. The next thing is a textbook. Textbook can help us to gain new ideas and to share some important things to our prof and classmates. Textbook can also help us to submit some answer sheets that are required by our profs. The next thing is a binder and notebook. Binder and notebook can help us to summarize our ideas by our classmates or professors. It can help us easily remember the ideas that we gave, and we can share to our friends, classmates, or other related topics. Then the next thing is a yellow pad. Yellow pad is important because this is the most required paper that our prof has given. So we can submit our activities like fieldworks, quizzes, exams, and anything else. Because we must be productive, especially when it comes to yellow pad. Because some of our classmates or students are very selfish. They don't just give they don't give us just a piece of paper. I think they don't want us to survive in college or to pass in the next thing is a calculator. Calculator is important, especially when it comes to business administration students and engineering students. Because calculator can help us solve some equations and give us answer to the questions of our profs. The next thing is a pencil eraser or correction tape. These instruments can help us to correct our errors, especially when it comes to spelling, grammar, sentence, ideas, and answers. The next thing is a 5Ds. 5Ds can help us to be organized and to be neat in our bags. Many of us don't like our bag look like a trash can. So, and it can help us also it can also easily find our important papers, especially when it comes to submission of requirements and clearance. Next thing is a pen or pencil. Pen or pencil is important because we can express our answers and ideas when it comes to some activities like fieldwork, quizzes, and exams. Pen is also a symbol of excellence. Like we just said, the prop of Sir Virus, Sastrabud in the 3 agents. If we lose our pen, this will happen.
Nice.
If we lose our pen, it can cost it. Like in our exam, if we have a selfish classmate that don't want to borrow some writing materials, we fail. So thank you guys for listening. This is my presentation. Thank you, Adrian.
So thank you for your speech, Mr. Guzman.
Yes. So let me ask you, when you were first year college student, your first day, what did you bring?
I brought a lot of things in a big bag.
Ooh, it's very hard. The Lasal was very big. I don't know where to go. I was lost.
And what was the most borrowed thing from you when you were in first year?
Correction tape.
Correction tape. That's why when I have correction tape, I'm just quiet. Like, who has correction tape? I just
Yes, because I remember when I have a correction tape, everyone up here borrowed it, and when it get back to me, it's already broken.
And we also learned now we're in second year, we learned that do not bring the full yellow pad paper because once you get back home, it's thin. So, suggestion, just bring 5 sheets of yellow pad for your safety.
So now, let's
Welcome our third speaker for this program. Let's welcome Miss Shaireen. Miss Aranas.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Shaireen Aranas. You can call me Shai. But first, let me ask Ate, why are you there? What is your question? Larry. Are you happy with your college life today? And you have many friends? Are you happy with them? And they are helping you with your problems? That's nice. Thank you. Well, entering college or university is kind of hard at first. And then, because it will mean that there will be new environment you're going to go up with. It will also mean that you have to meet new people. There will be also new people you are going to be with in your new community. And more people you can be possibly good friends with. Having friends during stay at the university will be hard at first, since it is inevitable that shyness will overwhelm you. But you have to overcome it because you have to avoid being a loner. It will also be hard at first because you will have difficulty in understanding the differences of preferences, favorites of many people. There will be diversity in your taste, habits, and personality, but there are times that these differences are what will make your circle of friends will be fun. Friends during college is important because of many reasons. And so here are the things you should take down for surviving your college life through friends. First, you should choose your friends wisely. You should choose your friend that will be good to you and will not influence you into doing bad things or wrongdoings. It will be also permissible that you can be friends with people who share the same interests with you. But I suggest that you should be friends with people who have different interests than you because you can learn different things from them. And also, do not forget to smile because it will project the confidence you have and the eagerness to know that you want to know that person more. The next, learn to take part in your circle of friends. And as you can see in my PowerPoint presentation, here are my friends during my college. And some of them are my classmates, but there are some who are not. You should always mingle with them and avoid being a wallflower or be a decoration on your circle of friends. You should do many funny things so that you will enjoy, and of course it is of your same interest. You could also have inside jokes that only you and your friends can understand. And then yours too. You can write in with their trip, or you can start the trips your group can do. And as you can see, our trip is taking pictures of our friends while sleeping. Then, but of course, learn to say no. If you do not have enough money, or you have many projects and homework to comply, you should make them your top priority first. And also, always think of your parents because they put you in a good college or good university because they want you to get the highest possible quality of education you will have, not just to hang around or just play around because as they say, hindi tayo nagtatagal ng pera.
Are you speaking Tagalog?
And also, when you don't get along with your friends, sometimes you can always ask them what was wrong, and you don't have to always be with them if you cannot, because it is not being killjoy, it is being irresponsible student. And then friends are supposed to support and enjoy with you, not to be a standard of living and social life. Your friends should support you as you should support them too. Be in your side in good times or in bad times and help them through the circumstances or shortcomings they will encounter because you are the only one who can understand them. You know your friends more than other people do, so be careful when there will be issues that will come around because you need them and you always have to be on their side. But if they do what was wrong, you don't need to tolerate them. You have to talk to them because the greatest act, as they say, greatest act of love are the hardest thing to do. When someone is having a difficulty in his studies, you should help him or her as much as you can, and you can conduct group studies or group discussions so that everyone of you will be relieved too. I would also recommend to join organizations because there will be more people from different years and programs you can socialize with. They can help you in your studies and it will be on your advantage too. It will help you to socialize and treat people with different personalities because in reality, when we start to work, we will be associated with people with different kinds of attitudes and personalities. It will also help us to handle our social situations and enhance our ability to do decision making and make responsible choices. You should also attend events because it will give you higher chances of meeting new people. It is also nice to know someone or be friends with someone through fun and positive ways. At least there will be more people you could ask for your advantage and more people to rely on. But remember that you should not overdo all the socializing because studying is more important and it is the main reason why you are here now. Socializing is an important skill to survive your way into a better life, but do not overdo it to the expense of learning and studying everything that is related to your chosen career. So hold your head up high, smile, gather alliances, and survive this arduous journey throughout your college.
Wonderful speech. Yeah, so I remember when I was in first year high school, first day, I had no friends. I was so lonely. I mean college, first year college. Did you have any friends?
Yeah, I don't have, but I have my cousin. But we don't speak really every time. So I sit around in the front and look at everybody.
And then on the second day of my first year college, I almost cried. We were memorizing something on that day, and I almost cried because I had no friends, and I was sitting on the corner. And I decided on that day to talk to everyone, and now I have my friends.
So please talk to your classmates to have a friend.
Yes.
So now we're at the half of our program. Let's take a break and have the Icebreaker Bowl.
The Icebreaker Ball!
The Icebreaker Bowl!
It's alright. Delay. So, we will call the other mechanics of the game. Let's have Mr. Carlo, Quiocho, and Marielle Catolico.
Mechanics. Number 1, the ball is to be tossed around the participants while the music is playing. And when the music stops, the person holding the ball will be questioned. Number 2, the question will be determined through where the chosen player's right hand pointer finger touches or points to. Number 3, the player that is questioned can't be questioned twice successively. Also, the player that is questioned cannot pass or choose another question. So, let's start.
I want you to toss the ball around the room.
Anywhere. With people. That's what everyone is.
Oh no, the ball is rolling.
Everyone is required to join.
You don't catch the ball there.
Get the ball.
Go on, guys.
Toss them to the persons at their back, but not to us.
Dito din.
Stop.
No, I'm a cameraman.
No, everyone.
There's no exemption.
Stand up, don't.
Don't.
I'm looking at my finger.
Stand up, please stand up.
What's your name?
You don't know me?
Please go in front.
You have to go to right. What's the question that you're supposed to do? I don't know. Share your effective study. Tip. My effective studying tip. I sleep at night early at 9 p.m. Then I will wake up early in the morning at 4 or 5 a.m. Then study the rest. That's
You want to please participate. Second round.
Give me the ball!
Sorry. Don't drop the ball.
Hindi maubos ko.
See what question? What do you fear most about professors?
They're terrifying.
That's right. Because I have some professors who are so proud that they don't know that they were wrong. They were wrong. And it's so hard because I'm a student who's like to go on debates, but sometimes some professors don't cooperate with me because they're I mean it's not that they don't cooperate. Their point is so far from their answer.
Nice keychain. Drem. Nice keychain.
Round.
If you want to mucho,
Don't drop the ball.
Sige, bala ako.
Get the boy.
What activity you usually consumes your time?
The activity that usually consumes my time is watching videos.
Disney. What videos?
Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Sarap pala yan.
Game was so fun, right?
Yes!
Congratulations to the winners of the Hubble Show. Oh yeah. Let's have the next speaker for this day.
Carl Joseph.
And let's welcome Mr.
Carlo.
Carlo Quiocho.
Good morning, everyone. I will be discussing today about dealing with top professors. I say, not all professors are created equal, nor they are perfect. May I ask anyone in the group who had an experience with a top professor? Anyone? Mr. Andres, can you share an experience?
She's good. I have a professor was in college. Her name is secret. I just want to tell you. Because privacy, but it but she teaches physics. So she always promotes that she is an engineer and we are two engineers. She always expects a lot. She always expects, I think, 200% from one person. When you commit mistakes for her, it's either you will be put to shame in a little slightly, or it's very bad day, or you will get scolded.
Thank you for sharing an experience, Mr. Ramian. Now, it's given that the degree of difficulty of college courses is varied among the possible majors, and taking a course from a top professor can be particularly stressful. I will give you tips on surviving an environment with the top professor and some tips in thriving in one. Survival tip number 1. Do not panic. Chances are, first day of the class, you'll already gonna know how tough a professor is. You see, professors are interested in our characteristics, and as well as we are interested in theirs. If it's early in the semester and the professor shows toughness, it's a tactic to weed out less enthusiastic students. Now, if he or she weeds out those less enthusiastic students, it will lead them to fewer students. But in that case, students will be more engaged and willing to work harder in the course. Survival tip number 2. Get to know your classmates. It's possible that the resource most students underutilize is the people sitting next to them. Voluntary collaborations in group works given by professors, but you need group members to fulfill top professors' demands. What makes a professor appears intimidating or tough is the material that she covers and how deep is the material is. And working with classmates help fulfill those materialistic demands of professors. Getting familiar with a small group or comfortable with them will help cover materials, and your ability to take on top professors will increase as you study or as well as you discuss the lessons with those people in the small group. Survival tip number 3. Never take the professor's demand personally. Many students make the mistake that professor is out to get them or fight them. That scare tactic and demanding procedures are very geared towards them. That is simply not the case. I had an experience back when during first year, second year in my menstruation class. Wherein I was usually told at least once every meeting, and I thought it was pretty unfair. But that is not. But I thought the teacher had valued that between us. But that is not simply the case. I talked to that professor, and he told me he just wanted to teach me and push me further than what I am. I had wasted so much time in thinking that he did not like me as a student. So if you're going to take something personally, take it as a personal compliment that your professor sees a potential in you and wants to drive you as a person. Surviving means nothing if you don't try, if you don't learn or flourish yourself in an environment. So I will tell you at least three tips on how to thrive in an environment with a top professor. Tip number 1 is get to know your professor as a professional. Although it may be a professor can be a person that is intimidating, but professors are people too. One thing that students tend to forget is that professors have weaknesses, have interests and sensibilities in them. Although professors may not be likable at first or entertaining individuals, professor is an expert in a specific field. Figuring out what your professor's interests or specialties will help you learn more in the lesson. Tip number 2, stay on the radar. Remaining in contact with professors that you love is easy, but getting to know a professor that is tough and more or less you hate is worth getting out of your comfort zone. Demonstrating a passing interest in his or her subjects will show your professor that you're willing to go an extra mile. Professors are required to hold consultation hours, and we students should use that consultation hours more. It's always good to show up in a professor's table with a specific question and use the consultation hours smart. Making use of office hours or consultation hours makes number of times throughout the semester allow you to build a friendship or a bond with your professor, which make it much more easier to request things or ask help with projects, lessons, and etc. And the last tip I would tell you is to thrive in an environment with a top professor is think beyond the grade. Most students think about passing, think about grades. Best way to thrive when you encounter a top professor is to relish the opportunity to push yourself and learn lessons rather than thinking about grades. Top professor requires you to work harder, much harder than normal class. Best students see the value in being stretched or pushed to the limit and come to class to actually learn. Most professors dislike students who are hyper interested in grades, and top professors are no different. One way to stand out is to accept toughness and succeed. When you encounter a top professor, whether it's the first time or the end time, do everything you recognize how particular the relationship can be worth of you. find a silver lining that has nothing to do with the course itself. But keep it inside. Whatever problems you might have with the professor in your college years, you can turn the lessons you learn into something useful and helpful in the future. Professors may be our greatest enemies, but they are also our greatest asset to gain knowledge.
Wonderful speech. Let me ask you, did you have a difficulty with our past professors?
Yeah, I just had a difficulty with my professor. I remember that time, I won't drop the name. She asked me for a 1A for 10 seconds. Yes, I cannot produce one. And I don't even know what we will do to the 1A. And turns out we have to write the name, so I screamed on it to Joyce and Garcia. I did run to her, and I gave her my 1A.
Yes, I was very scared.
Oh, you were there too?
Yes.
You were my classmate! I didn't know.
You didn't remember
Yeah.
me.
And I learned my lesson again to bring 1A all the time whenever I enter class and be ready to run.
So now, let's have our next speaker. And it is Miss Maree Gwyneth.
Hi. So before I start, I would like to ask some audience here something about my topic. Hey, mister. Can you please stand? What's your name? So what course are you from? Do you experience having so many work to do and you need to finish them all only with limited time?
Yes, all the time.
Would you like to share your experience?
Oh my god. Let's see, there was this guy in Reed 144. This girl in Aircon, I think. You know, they're like partners in crime. They give shit all the time. And sheets of paper. So we have to comply sheets of paper. And it's very stressful. There will be times where sleep doesn't exist in our vocabulary because, let's see, there was this time where one full week we did not have the opportunity to sleep because we have to do all this sheets of paper. Yellow pad, bond paper, you know, sheets of paper.
Oslo paper. Manila paper.
This also takes time.
In my own style, the only way to accomplish this is to sacrifice the privilege of sleep. So, like what I'm doing now, I get like 2 hours of sleep every day just to comply to whatever we have to comply.
That's so sad. Thank you for answering.
Di ako tinawag.
How about you? What's your name? Could you please stand?
Yes, why?
What's your name? What course are you on?
I'm from CCA.
Do you have friends?
Yes.
Do you hang out all the time?
Yes.
So how do you manage your social life, studies, and for your resting and eating?
I prioritize them depending on their urgentness.
So which do you prioritize?
First. Because a party, you can never really have a party, but you can really take a subject.
Thank you. So today I will be talking about time management. What is Why is time management important for us? Do you also experience being bombarded with so many school works to do and you only have limited time? Yes. So it's so stressful, right? So this is the answer to your problem. Time management. We need this. This is important for us college students. So how can you manage your time effectively? I will give you some tips to manage your time effectively. There are only 5 tips, so you can remember them easily. Tip number 1: use a daily planner. What's a daily planner? It doesn't have to be an expensive planner from Starbucks. It can be a simple notebook or just a paper where you can write all the things you need to do and when you need them to be finished. What's the purpose of this daily planner? The purpose of this is for you to avoid forgetting to do some of your works and for you to remember them. Like for you to remember some important deadlines. That is an example of a daily planner or a to-do list there. So the next tip is have a priority. What does that mean? Having a priority means you, among all of the things that you need to do, choose one from them where you will focus first. Because doing all your work at the same time will just get you confused and it may lead you to not finishing something or what. So just choose one from them and focus on it and it will be easier to finish. So I suggest that you finish first the most easy task so you will finish that immediately and it will lessen your load. And the third tip is get an early start. What does that mean? For example, you were given today by your professor an assignment that needed to be passed next week. Don't wait for the night before the deadline for you to start working on it. It's better to start at least a week before the deadline or 3 days before the deadline so that you won't have to cram. Do you guys experience cramming?
Yes!
Stressful, right? Yes.
Of course.
So, avoid cramming. Get an early start on your activities. The next tip is don't procrastinate. This is a little similar to the previous tip. What does procrastinate mean? It means delaying to do your work. If you delay doing your work, it may lead you to getting lazy or not finishing them. So don't do that. Then the last tip is take short breaks. Breaks are important, of course. When you do so many things, you also get tired and you'll get stressed. So if you take breaks, you'll ease the stress and just take short breaks because long breaks may lead you to laziness and to not continue it anymore and you will not finish it anymore. So that's all. That are all the tips that I can give you. I hope it helped you and I hope you understand what I have said. And just one last reminder is in everything that you do, always enjoy what you're doing.
That's awesome.
And now, you will ask me again? No, you will ask me. So, how do you manage your time? I don't know how to manage my time. That's why it's very hard. What's the reason? I am addicted right now to a game. Oh, are you similar?
I don't know.
Oh, what game is that? Mobile Legends. Oh my god, I'm addicted to that. Yes. And last night, I wasn't really able to memorize my speech because I played Mobile Legends at 6 p.m. and then I ended saying at 11 p.m.
That's great.
And then I realized that, oh no, I am doomed for tomorrow's training program. And I learned again my lesson. Not to play Mobile Legends if you have training program the next day.
So, yeah.
So next speaker.
Our next speaker will be Miss Marielle Catolico.
Save the best. Save the best. Save the best.
Good morning to everyone. Being a college student, as everyone knows, is not easy. When the word college seems to be paired up with words like stress, sleepless nights, deadlines, and a lot of procrastination. And due to these problems, students often fail, drop the subject, or even quit college. May I ask everyone, just say, how's your grade?
Great. Great.
Great.
That's great. We don't talk anymore.
That's why I'm here to give you some studying techniques, tips, or study codes to somehow maintain your grades or improve them and help you survive your college life. First things first, give everything enough time to be done, like studying. Do not rush things over, do not cram. Do what you have to do what you can do. Learn to plan and organize your schedule for the day. Time management is the key. You don't necessarily need to write down your entire schedule for the day. As long as you have it on your mind, that's fine. But writing them or just simply typing them on your phone help you not to forget anything. Study code number 2. Next is paying attention to your study space. Be it indoor or outdoor, try your best to have a comfortable study space. If it's inside your room, better clean it up regularly. Of course, no one wants a messy room, right? If you choose to study away from home, make sure that you would accomplish your main goal, which is to study, rather than doing other things. For instance, you choose to study at a cafe, read your notes there. Take note of the distraction that may come your way. You might get tempted to just surf the net instead of browsing your notes, since most cafe offers free access to Wi-Fi. Or you might bump into a friend, which can lead to small talks that would gradually turn into a catching up session for the both of you. Always keep in mind that distraction or temptation is everywhere. Study code number 3. Another thing to help you is to know the study habit that works for you and that is enjoyable for you. Others find it through music. They listen to music while reading or browsing notes. Others need audiovisual presentations such as videos or PowerPoint presentations to fully understand the lesson. Find something that suits you. In that way, you may find studying as a pleasant thing rather than thinking of it as a burden. Study code number 4. Having friends that help you study won't hurt, right?
Yes.
You might want to get together with friends for a group study. You could ask each other various questions, state and share your own beliefs or opinion in some subjects, or you can lend a helping hand if a friend finds something difficult. Doing that strengthens the bond between friends, and at the same time, everyone's ready at school. One of the most important things to do is to take a break. Free yourself from stress. Relax. Do not overwork. Do not let yourself be too exhausted. It makes you feel agitated, uneasy, and it lessens productivity. Taking breaks helps you to be energized and regain the will to continue whatever you're doing. Also, some brilliant moments or ideas occur when you're just spacing out. A light bulb might come out of nowhere, and who knows, that might help you. Next, and above all of this, be optimistic. Do not think too much about stress. Give room for positivity. Always carry a light vibe. Do not take criticism negatively. Instead, make them your motivation to continue struggling and pursuing whatever you want. Do not worry too much about deadlines. Be positive that you can do it on time. Do not put too much pressure on yourself. You might end up ruining everything. Be optimistic, but do not just rely on it. Do not be stubborn and lazy. After all, nothing in life worth having comes easy. Your diploma won't come and walk to you. You have to work hard for it. So, keep calm and get good grades. Thank you.
Miss Catolico, your shoes is very nice. Let's give her a round of applause for her shoes.
Let's go.
It's not really a study code, but I don't usually study at night because it gets me sleepy. I study in the morning, 1 a.m. to
I don't like that study habit. I'm the opposite. I finished my entire activity at night and then I sleep at 1. Wake up at 4:30. I'm that kind of person. Now let's go to our last game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like this one.
So I'm sure all of us are familiar with this game, but we will call on Miss Angela Lazo and Mr. Wesley Jed De Guzman.
Wesley. Dad, you're so cute.
We're gonna pick some participants first from our treasure box. First player is Marielle. I'm sorry, but you will play again.
It's alright.
Another is from CE21, Mr. Gregory Noel Alman. Yay! And the last participant from this group is
We will pick 3 members and we will form the
last participant for this group is Clarence.
Snake. Snake.
So we will first we will explain the mechanics of the game. This is not just like an ordinary charade. You three will fall in line here. Let's demo them. For example, I am the first person here. I will pick a word from someone here, and then I will act out the word to what we are acting. So when the next person gets the word, she will signal like that. And then the first person will turn around again and she will act it out to the next one until it reaches the end. You get it?
And the last person will be saying the word or the option. The game will be timed for 2 minutes per group.
The players cannot speak, only action. So you will follow line. The two of you will face there first. When he is acting the word, he will only act to you. And when you get the word, you will do it that and you will act the words to the next person. No, you cannot speak. Only actions. And then the last person will say the word.
Timer. Pick one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Timer starts now. Okay, you got the answer correct. Whoa! 1 minute and 32 seconds. Okay, you may take your this will you another group.
First member is that.
The next player is proceed to us, sister. Oh, Keah.
Stand up.
It will be KJ.
Then the last member is Mr.
Come on, please. Come on, please.
Where is Sister Ben?
First person, you will get the word there. Then you will act on the next person. You cannot face them. No, you will face them when you're acting the word. And then when he gets the word, he will signal you like that. Then you will face there again. Then you will act the word. Get it? Get it? Okay.
Tell me if you're ready. Timer starts now.
What is the word? What is the word?
Wallet.
Wallet.
The first member is Adrian.
Canva.
And for a special member, let's have
Ano? Okay, I said drum. Nice dance.
now. Okay, she got it right. The answer is Professor and got the word for 25 seconds. What? Stay.
Go, Jake. Stay the losers.
Kilos?
The Jollibee of CE 2-1.
You guys should spend about
Buttocks. Jollibee. Jay. DJ. Go ahead, Rem.
Our next speaker will be Lazo. Give her a round of
Good morning, survivors! Good morning! And welcome once again to our training camp, College Survival Training Program. And in this segment, survivors will learn everything, especially about everything that spells M-O-N-E-Y. We all know that college in every way makes us spend a lot of things, especially money. And because of this, many college students experience money shortage. With this, everyone must learn how to save and be very wise in spending money. Welcome to Money Survival Teaching. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
May I ask one of you,
Joyce.
of being our very rich classmate, Mr. Ken Barrett, may I ask, is it okay if I ask you how much you earn a week?
Earn?
Yes, a save a week. With your daily allowance.
500 a week.
Only 500 with you being rich? 500
500.
pesos. Okay, thank you. How about Miss Shaireen and Quiocho? Is it okay, thank you. And I asked you this question because with this segment you will learn how to earn and save money in rough times, and by that I mean in college. I, for example, earn or save 500 pesos to 1,000 pesos a week with a 250 allowance daily. How do I do this? There are steps on how I budget my allowance. Letter A, know your spending clearly. In budgeting money, you need to know what you buy daily and what you need to buy that are necessary, like commuting, transportation, and food, and other expenses that are necessary and urgent is food. Letter B, leave your money at home. With my 250 allowance, I leave some money and place it in a piggy bank, using a piggy bank or other containers, and place it in a very secure place. And the third, do not be tempted to buy unnecessary products. Like, if you're not so hungry
50 allowance a day, and my transportation is 50 pesos back and forth from my house to school and from the school to my house. And food, for snacks, I spend 20 pesos, and for the lunch, I spend 70 pesos. I sum it all up, my daily spending, and here is the total spending I spend a day. And then I add it to my allowance, which is 250. 250 minus my spending, 150 equals 100 pesos. The 100 pesos is what I have saved for a day. And multiply it to the days of school times 5 equals 500. Sometimes I save more than 100 per day, so that I save 1,000 pesos a week. In college, new books are not necessary, and some equipment are used for only once, like Icebreaker if you're an engineering student, and books which are college algebra. We did not use it for a lot of times, right? And we bought it for like 1,000, right?
700.
Yeah, so expensive. And with this, you may sell your used books and used equipment to other students cheaper. And vice versa, you may buy used books and other equipment from other students in cheaper price. And either way, you can truly save and earn money. Other than that, there are other ways to earn money. For example, you can use budget apps like Pocket Card, budget app, and Envelope. And also, you must take advantage of your student discount in transportation, which is in jeepneys. The minimum fare for regular passengers is 8 pesos, right?
Yes.
And the student discount is 7 pesos. And in food, you may, stores, I mean, there are some stores that use the student discounts, right? And also, you may use other techniques like building a small business, right? And you must be creative in doing that one. Yes. And be creative and be resourceful on that one when you build a small business. Either way, you will save again and earn money. And you will also enjoy. There are lots of things that can be done if you really want to save and earn money. All we know is that everything that will result you have done, of what you have done, depends on how you did it. If you really strive to save money, for example, when I was in first year college, I was I'm not aware of how I spent. I spent a lot, and I experienced a really great money shortage. But second year college, I adjusted, and I used my steps on how to budget my allowance, and with that, I really earned a lot. And it really depends on how you did it, right? So yeah. Survivors, thank you for joining me today, and always remember, use, save, spend your money wisely. Thank you, and good morning. I'm the last one let's learn how to earn money well. And for the second to the last speech, let's welcome Mr. Carl Joseph Agustin.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. To those who don't know me, I'm Carl Joseph De Guzman. So here I'm going to talk about stress. This will be the effect of those things that if you didn't listen to my other classmates, this will be the effect to you. So stress. Is anyone here having stress right now?
Yes.
Those who are not. Raise your hand. It's not stressed right now. Marielle. Marielle, can you go here in the middle? So we're gonna have a basketball game. Come here in the middle.
Ball. Hindi niya
Try to shoot the ball. You have three tries. No. Stay there. One more. Do you feel stressed right now? For me, as I would say to you, always have a hard work. Hard work pays off. So here's a candy for your hard work. 3 tries for 3 candies. So let's talk about stress. Stress generally refers to 2 things: the psychological perception of pressure on one hand, and the body's response to it on the other, which involve multiple systems from metabolism to muscles to memory. We generally use the word stress when we feel like everything we seem to have becomes too much. We are overloaded in water, whether we can really cope with the pressures placed upon us. Stress is associated to a lot of things. It can be from our school, from our family, and from our friends. Or even in what we do every day that makes us feel tired. This is a subject that must not be taken for granted because there are a lot of studies that links to stress to fast aging, abnormalities in cells and hormones, anxiety, and worse, depression. Most of the time, stress is experienced by students, especially us college students. Worse, as a college student, I too experience stress, especially to my grades.
That's
Most
great.
of us, yes, we experience stress to calculus.
Yes.
So, one professor told me that you should always make time for studying. After the subject, or after the subject that you have a hard time, please always try to solve problems. Then after solving problems, try to relax. After relaxing,
Solve again.
watch a video that teaches you how to solve it. Then try again. Try and try until you
Die.
pass.
Try it until you
So,
pass.
second, you can always listen to music. I will play a song. This is jazz music.
Oh my God, so beautiful.
This can make our brains relax.
Use the microphone daw. CJ,
Use the microphone.
CJ, use the microphone.
No.
Relaxing.
You can use this music while studying. It makes our brains, bodies relax. So, third, take a power nap. A 30 minutes nap can help our brain cells refresh and renew. But don't sleep too much that you may not study and prepare for your quiz or exam. Fourth, have a break. Walk inside your house or you can do some stretching. Take a couple of deep breaths and release the tension. So you can always relax and things do all the things that makes you relax, like play games, play sports, or even watch videos that can relax your body. Then last, eat healthy. Stress eating will help you satisfy your cravings, but that doesn't mean it really helps you overcome stress. So, having well-balanced meals and exercise on a regular basis will not only help you get fit, but also reduce your stress. We can't avoid being stressed, but we can always find ways on how to reduce and cope with it. Always remember that stress isn't always as bad as it seems. Believe it or not, it's beneficial in some ways. No matter how stressful your college life may seem, you can always learn how to relieve the pressure and regain control. So I would like to say, smile, relax, and enjoy life.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agustin, for that. And now for the wrap-up conclusion of the program, let's welcome Miss Keah, Maree, Cayao. So good morning, guys. Are you still okay? Yes. Don't worry, my speech won't take that long. So our training program is about how to survive college. I know everyone of here is very struggling in every subject we have. Every person who wants to enter and survive college really needs to listen. The issue of students failing courses and dropping out of college is a concern for us students, especially and professors, and especially academic leaders. It is a student concern because the impact of college failure can cause lasting damage to self-esteem, and the consequences can influence a lifetime. From what I have researched, there are 4 reasons why students fail college: lack of preparedness, poor time management, sense of not belonging, poor study habits. I'm sure everyone of here experienced these things, right? But so how can we avoid these factors from ruining our college life? First is that we must always be prepared. Like what other speakers said, we must prepare our things and we must prepare ourselves. Second is we must know how to manage our time. Poor time management is a problem with several related issues which can lead to course failure. Students who spend too much time with playing games, watching TVs, and hanging out with friends results to not putting enough time for schoolworks, which is why they are becoming stressed and they practice somehow the procrastination. Procrastination can lead to incomplete or poor performance in the school, paperwork, and projects, which lead to course failure. And the third thing that you must do as a student is you must know how to socialize and never isolate yourself. It is not a great for a college student who enter college that they feel that they do not belong to a certain group or that they do not belong. Students with this kind of mindset tend to fail their subjects because they lose their will in achieving their goals as students. Friends can help us in times of hurdles. They will help us in order to achieve, and when we need a shoulder to cry on, they will always be there. Having a strong relationship with another individual can really lead to success. And the fourth one is have an effective study habits. The study habits necessary to pass college classes are often a step up from some students. Even students who are generally succeed in high school can fail because they do not enter college with requisite study skills. Typically, to perform well, you have to spend dedicated time in taking notes, reading review materials, reviewing content, and getting ready for tests. Guys, you need to be well organized to keep track of study requirements and deadlines for multiple classes and to make regular trips to school library to use space for studying away from busy dorms, apartments, and campus events. So my speech is not that long because we are running out of time. So I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have learned something for us. So now our program finally came to an end. So give a round of applause for everyone. Let's distribute the evaluation. relationship. If anyone is confused about something or want to clarify things, be open for you can ask us. So,
Questions? Anyone would like to ask?
Question. Josh, ask question.
oh, there's one. Yes, sir.
I have question.
To whom?
To you guys. Yes. If I follow the tips that you gave us, will there be a guarantee that we will surely survive college?
Oh, there's a big guarantee.
Is that 100% or what?
It also depends on you and the professors first. That's all. Yes, ma'am.
Are your tips and tricks regarding college survival, are they research-based or were they actually defaults that already
Search and
researching?
experience.
Yes.
It is search and experience. Based on experience. Research and based on experience.
Research and based on experience.
Based on true story.
Based on experience of whom?
Of us.
So are you telling us right now that those tips given are just tips given by you guys? Have you tried interviewing someone, or should we say someone that's already been there and is somehow successful right now because of those tips that were shared with you?
Some of our data gathered is from the articles of successful people, and we try to connect
Such as who are these successful people? And what's the meaning of a successful? How would you describe a successful person? Successful people. What exactly is your idea of successful?
For us, the word successful.
May I invite everyone to please stay in front. I mean, all the speakers there. So this question is not only addressed to someone, to only one, but addressed to everyone.
Alright.
Anyone from the group can actually answer this question. Not only this,
For me, being successful is when you had that sense of being fulfilled when you do something, or when you actually became or successful on doing something that leads you to hardships.
Your explanation is somewhat more on emotion. Could you give us somehow a concrete example of that successful that you're telling us? Because when you say when you are satisfied, when do you say that you are satisfied? There should be somehow a concrete example for that, or a concrete idea for that.
Each one of us has different goals in life, and for me, successful is when we achieve that goals.
You said for me, but then you said we. Which one now?
It is also, ma'am, when our hardships really paid off. For example, when we graduate from college and we actually had a job, it means that our years in college really paid off.
That's too futuristic. I need now the recent ones.
Graded calculus. You're successful, you're not passing grade.
Right now, how do you say that you are successful in those things that you are sharing with us right now? In your own simple way, right? You say that you are successful following those tips. That's why you are sharing it with with us?
Yes. Right now we are successful because we just finished our training program.
Okay, that's one. You say we, I need more. When you say we, you're trying, I mean, does everyone from the group share that particular opinion? Or there might be some other opinions from the members of the group, right? So according to Mr. Garcia right now, yes, indeed. She considered herself like right now successful by trying to what adopt right those tips given because you said that you have done the training program right now. You are almost on its end, on its conclusion. But what about the others?
I can say that I am successful because I am here standing and I am still in college. I have survived the first year and the hurdles of the two subjects that I had to take it.
What about the others?
I am successful with my first year and my second year first sem because I did those tips that I told everyone and the topics.
What was your gauge? Why did you say that you were successful for the first and first year, second year, first semester? What was your gauge then? You said successful because?
I'm successful because I am here now, in this term, this second semester, and I don't have any failures.
Okay, that's it. That's one thing. That's what I'm trying to do for our trials, expecting you to tell me. Okay, what about the others?
For me, the tips we have said earlier, I just did it this second year, second sem. I didn't do all of that when I was first year. I was relaxed. I want only to aim to pass, not to get high grades. And that's what I aim when I was in
Were you
first.
telling me right now that you got high grades?
No, I'm not telling that no. I got higher grades than I got when I was first year and second year first sem.
Because you followed those
I followed,
steps?
yes, ma'am.
What about the others?
Me, I think I'm successful now because I followed the tips that I gave earlier and I used them to pass my recent subjects from first year and second year first year. Those were the tips that those were the study tips that I used to pass those subjects.
What about the others? So did you
For me, I am successful now because
Lazo?
because with our little goal to finish this training program, I also cramped a lot and followed some of my groupmates' tips, and somehow I finished it and I became successful with my goal.
Okay, please continue.
For me, ma'am, I am successful because in this program, I learned
Those tips mentioned.
mentioned in this program. I learned how to handle the stress or to handle the difficult task of by
Specifically, what was that difficult task that you were able to handle that you can say that, yes, I am successful? Using those tips, following those tips, what was that particular task that you have just successfully done?
Practicals, some quizzes, exams, and this training program that we completed.
And aren't you successful that you were able to answer my question? Because somehow you prepared, isn't it? Right? No one here, nobody from your group right now would say that I wasn't prepared. Isn't it? Everyone prepared, right?
Yes.
Right, Mr. Quiocho? Okay. Smile, Mr. Quiocho. What about Mr. Quiocho?
He says.
I think that I am successful today because I was able to overcome my professor last third. First
To overcome your professor?
my mensuration professor.
You're yours, sorry?
Mensuration professor.
Oh, what did you overcome it to be?
The tips that I gave were based on that experience.
So what have you overcome? The fear towards that professor? What?
The thought that I think that he did not like me as a student.
Because that takes a while ago, how to be able to befriend with your professor so you won't be having difficulty dealing. No? Okay. Aranas, yes.
Yes. I'm successful because I managed to budget my allowance just like what Angela tackled earlier because
So you're telling, are you telling us right now that you have a plenty savings now?
Not that, but I'm telling that I managed to buy my mom a gift because her birthday is near, and I think I'll be successful when I'll see her expression of happiness or gratitude.
Are there questions? I saw Mr. Martinez.
I'll ask you guys something. How do you motivate yourself to do this what you call time management? Because personally, some people would tell you that it's impossible to manage your time even though you prioritize something. So, what motivates you, or what's the reason for you to do this time management and stuff? Because me personally, I pass all my subjects without even using time management.
Savage.
For me, my motivation for striving really hard in finishing one particular class is the deadline, of course. I cram a lot. Personally, I do the task which is given, which is due tomorrow. I'll just do it the night before. That's my motivation is the deadline. Actually, what motivates us is we don't want any stress to come, we don't want to add any stress for us. And so that we will have more time for our friends, our social life, or our parents. And that's what motivates us because we don't want any stress. It depends on you. If you want your work to turn out good, then do the homework or the project early. Then if you're satisfied with just a one paper and a plain design, then do it the day before the deadline. It depends on the time management. My motivation is to turn out my project really good, and I will be satisfied with my own project. And we should not settle for mediocre. You guys do?
Are you still going to challenge the speaker?
No.
You can be that.
We are soldiers.
What do you think of this?
I think there are no more questions. So yes, thank you very much for participating in the training program and for the certificate of participation. Let's all awarded to Keah, Maree, and Cayao for actively participating in the college survival training program.
We all just should clap your hands.
OJ.
Carlo! Another one, another one.
Next is Marielle
She's shaking it.
And then after collecting,
Short discussion.